All right. I have moved by Councillor Hazelton, seconded by Councillor Bocek. Be it resolved that Council of the Township of Georgian Bay rise from closed session at 3:01 p.m. to report that Council adopted the special council closed minutes of March 3rd, 2022, adopted the council closed minutes of March 14th, 2022, adopted the planning council closed minutes of March 15th, 2022, appointed 3 new members to the Honey Harbor Community Advisory Group, discussed the CEO recruitment process, and discussed a complaint received regarding the vaccination policy. All those in favor? And that is carried. And before we close the meeting, I'd like to give an opportunity to Councillor Bocek to update us on his activity of the past month, as unfortunately he wasn't able to join us when we were doing that this morning in our council meeting. Councillor Bocek.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. It wasn't a real busy month for me, but there was a couple of things that came up that I thought would be important for the rest of council to hear. And I'm sorry I didn't hear the rest of your deliberations, so I may be repeating something. One of the things that's going on in my ward is the 6 Mile Lake Cottage Association and the Ratepayers Alliance are trying to come together on a few topics like GFA, and there's going to be a meeting held later this month where we're going to, the 6 Mile Lake Cottage Association is going to put some stuff on the table that hopefully will satisfy everybody up on the lake, and maybe we might have something forthcoming from the groups up there that can solve a lot of the I guess zoning issues that they've had. We'll see how things work out with that. I'm encouraged by it. The other thing that's been a hot topic around here that probably none of you have heard from is because I live here permanently and I associate myself with a lot of permanent residents. They're worried about the current housing crisis and the availability of property and affordable properties to build on. And out of our meeting on Friday night, the consensus was that let's protect the waterfront communities, let's overprotect the waterfront communities, but let's ease up on the inland, not inland lakes, but inland properties to allow for the development of more residential dwellings. In other words, to give you an example, on Honey Harbor Road, in order for you to get approval to have a building lot, it has to be 500 feet of frontage. When you move past the community center going towards Port Severn, you only need 50 feet of frontage on Honey Harbor Road. Now, we have a lot of families on Honey Harbor Road and a lot of the other district roads and some of the municipal roads that have large acreage where they can sever off 2 or 3 lots for family members, or put them up on the market for sale, so that there is more ability to build affordable housing in our township. And they just feel that 500 feet of frontage on a district road is absolutely ridiculous for a residential building lot. And I agree with them. I think there needs to be some changes, and I will bring forward to council in the future their recommendations on how they think we should move ahead and overprotect our wetlands and our waterfront properties within the review of the official plan, and loosen up the strings on the inland potential development of lots, because there's no place for anybody to build here. And we've got lots of property. We've just made laws that inhibit it from them being developed. So that's it for my my comments, and hopefully the voice of the people are heard, and we can bring some stuff to council that maybe will make some changes in the future. Thanks.
Look forward to receiving that input. Okay, thank you very much. That was worth waiting for. Councillor Hazelton.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Councillor Bocek, for your report. I wanted to ask a question regarding this increased development on the non-waterfront area. And the reason for my question is I've had a planner come to me on behalf of a landowner or some land purchaser or whatever who wants to develop some property on a district road. And the first thing I did look at was, and again, I'm not the planner, I'm not trying to do any planning advice here, but I think it fits into the thing that you just talked about, which is, the current bylaws in the hamlet of Honey Harbor if you're going to have, first of all, there's no backlot development, and that's a key showstopper. And then if you're going to deal with a rural property, you got to have 10 hectares of land, and that's like 24 acres, 25 acres or something. And to your point, that there's a fair amount of land on the inland side of these district roads. I'm wondering, first of all, thank you for bringing that up, because that kind of is aligned with the questions that are coming at me, but perhaps we should have a topic on our next meeting to talk about that, to see what kind of insights we can as counselors come to when it comes to this concept of development of non-waterfront properties that are on district roads, or maybe even township roads, and how that could be helpful to the types of population that you were alluding to. So first of all, thank you for bringing that up, and I think it warrants more discussion at a later time.
I appreciate the support on that. And I would also say that the comments that I received were shocking to me, that they even thought of the fact that we would be able to collect more revenues in taxes by creating more residential lots on these district roads. So there was a lot of forethought put into it. I kind of sloughed it off for the last 2 months thinking, yeah, here we go again. There's some validity to this. You know what? If we're going to develop anything, it should be non-sensitive waterfront areas. And that's where development, I've always been a real believer that development belongs, not necessarily on the waterfront, but where it's not going to cause any harm, which is on these district roads. So thanks, Alan, for your support on this. And if I had the time and effort, I would hire a planner to put forth something in a way of a resolution that we may be able to take to the district. But your idea of bringing this in front of council, maybe council can come up with an idea of how we can do this together. Thanks.
Councilor Cooper.
Just briefly, and Brian, I completely support that as well. And I wanted to mention to you that this subject has been discussed a few times at the district and on the planning committee district meetings. So there's some information there that might also help when we do have a discussion, is to do a little bit of digging as to what has been discussed there. I'm sure that Commissioner Hastings or her staff could maybe fill us in a little bit more on what they're looking at. So there's affordable housing, there's a whole group of people in the planning area and the health area that think about these things and have some recommendations. So just wanted to add that in there. I think it's a very good discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Nicely done, Councillor Bochuk. I have moved by Councillor Jarvis, second by Councillor Cooper. Be it resolved that Council adopts bylaw 2022-031 to confirm the proceedings of the April 11th, 2022 council meeting. All those in favor? And that is carried. Moved by Councillor Douglas, seconded by Councillor Bochek. Be it resolved that council does now adjourn at 3:11 p.m. until May 9th, 2022 at 9 a.m. or at the call of the chair. All those in favor? And that is carried. And I think that means that you don't need any motions to extend the meeting or anything else, because we got done well before our 4:30 deadline. And we get to do it all over again tomorrow at 9 o'clock under the Planning Council banner. So I wish you all a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.